Hey everybody, welcome to Trading Capital's exclusive analysis. In today's video, we're discussing the natural gas chart and how it is just making fools of everybody going long. But this is where real traders and investors get tested because sometimes you have to take risk, and that's what this game is. Investing, trading is all about risk and risk management. And this is the perfect example of why position management is key and why you have to allocate specific different amounts of sizes and entry levels to the position, because when worst case scenario happens, what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be taking a loss? Are you going to just be holding on to a loser? Are you going to be left holding the bag? Is natural gas going to go to zero? There's so many thoughts that go through your mind when you're a buyer that are just getting demolished day by day. Imagine you bought up here. Imagine you bought up here. Imagine you bought up here. Imagine if you went all in right at this parallel channel where I was actually confident was going to get a bounce. Imagine I went all in there. I'm already down 12% on my position, except I didn't go all in there. I just started my position. And basically, I've allocated 5% of my portfolio to this trade, and I'm only entered 2%. I still have so much maneuverability, and I would love to get a full 5% allocation. And it by going lower just means that I'm going to dollar cost average into a much, much healthier and better position. So I am not worried about natural gas. Many people are crying. Many people are nervous. What the heck's going on? Is it going to zero? Is it going to break $2 and flush to $1? I mean, this is a commodity we need and absolutely use, and it's not going anywhere. There's a lot of news headlines right now around natural gas basically saying that it's not, that the demand is just not there and we're going to be switching away from it. But that's all kind of ludicrous at this point in time. Let's just look at what the technicals are saying. Look at this weekly chart. Is there the potential that we could actually hit this trend line? I would love for it to see a confluence of this level. You have a weekly gap fill sitting at this 220 area, and you have this massive upsloping trend line of support. If you hit that area, I do believe that should be a massive day trading area and swing trading area. I mean, the volatility in nat gas has just been absolutely crazy. You have a big wick up, huge move, and then you just get absolutely slaughtered. So again, this is where the best traders either make or break their accounts, because you need to show composure. You need to have that worst case scenario. Could natural gas absolutely break through this level as well? It could. It could go to double bottom. Could natural gas pierce the $2 level and go lower? Absolutely. There's always a risk and chance of that. But we have to take our shots somewhere, and I'm just going to be letting you know. I'm absolutely buying more nat gas down here at this weekly gap, daily gap fill, and this upsloping trend line. I'm even looking at just buying here at the open, considering look at this oversold chart. I mean, here on the RSI, we had the most oversold condition basically when we hit this low in February. And I remember the sentiment in natural gas was absolutely disgusting. No one wanted it. We banked over about 20% on this rally. I remember that, and almost nailed the exact high here before you got that big gap down. But overall, natural gas is more oversold at any point, in the last many years. So when you look at an asset class, a commodity like natural gas, and it is entering the most oversold condition it has been on the daily chart in many years, that's the level you have to take. Now, does it mean the absolute low is in? No, it doesn't, but it just means that the risk to reward is certainly in favor. I would rather be buying natural gas down here than basically what the S&P has done up here. So I mean, just look at the difference. Overbought, oversold. As a contrarian, as a risk analysis, trader, we have to really look at where those opportunities are, and I think natural gas is certainly the play. Even take a look at AR, a natural gas stock. Take a look at AR coming up into a massive support zone. Previous pivots here, consolidation, big breakout zone in 2021, massive pivot zone today. You got that huge volume reversal green candle, which actually held today despite natural gas closing negative. So I like the fact that there's a lot of traders that accumulated in here. Full disclosure, I did take an entry into AR. There's a couple other stocks that I'm looking at in the natural gas space, like EQT as well. This one's looking a little bit interesting to me. I want EQT to hit the 618 retrace zone, and that one looks a little bit of a potential long trade. You look at LNG, Cheniere Energy. This one's an interesting one because it hasn't really faltered that much considering the price of energy. So it does have a little bit of exposure in the other energy markets. But overall, natural gas is a beautiful teaching example. If you have been caught in this downdraft move, either being levered on boil, I just pray for you. I mean, I hope that you are smart enough to not put your full portfolio in like some people do. Sure, if you put your whole portfolio down, you get a 10% bounce, from here. But basically, the risk is so severe if you are to really challenge these asset classes, and they tend to push people to the breaking limits before you get that big snap out. Like the capitulation down here is probably immense, and it could go even lower. Just because people capitulate doesn't mean that some people are buying. So ultimately, there's many factors to a trade, and position management and risk analysis is a huge factor. But on that note, natural gas again, I am accumulating that position, and I am expecting a minimum 10 to 20% bounce. So definitely pay close attention to that because there is a lot of potential alpha that can be made on this potential trade, but it's not for the faint of heart. Take care, everybody. Please give this video a like down below, and definitely check out my website where I have a swing trading service at tradingcapital.ca.